Washington Township head wrestling coach and District 30 Coach of the Year Eric Ring is in search of a storybook ending as he takes his largest contingent of student athletes, 10 regional qualifiers, into Egg Harbor Township February 25th and 26th for a shot at a state title in Atlantic City on March 3rd to the 5th. WTTV sat down with Ring to recall the challenges of COVID, the unexpected change in venue of the district tourney, the thrill of lifting the trophy for the first time in 2 decades, and an introduction to his 10 athletes who have bought into his philosophy of grit and no quit.
I think, with COVID, you kind of could have looked at it 2 ways. We kind of chose to look at it like, did it affect wrestling a little bit? Yeah, but, I think we also kind of realized that, you're never guaranteed anything with this COVID, that the season could have ended at any time last year, and, it was kind of the same thing this year. So, we kind of stressed to the team and, to the guys that, we got to take advantage of, and be thankful for every opportunity that we do get to wrestle, and compete. And luckily, we had some hiccups, with some things that happened, but overall, we got through it pretty well. It was a condensed season. It was, it was different, but again, like I said, it was, we still had the opportunity to compete. We weren't able to have quad meets like we have on every Saturday. Usually we wrestle 3 matches every Saturday. That was only duels, so it was one team. So the amount of matches was shorter. So and the postseason format was district. Last year they did not have a districts, and they didn't have the regular regions that we have today and tomorrow. It was called the super regions, where they kind of just combined some things and tried to limit everybody's contact. And they did work. They did have a state tournament as well. So, but again, it wasn't in Atlantic City. It was at Phillipsburg last year, and it was kind of a condensed schedule. We did the best we could do. The kids were very vigilant, about keeping our circle tight. Being around. We always say that our team's a family, and we made sure we treated it like that last year more than ever, and and this year as well, where we just tried to keep to ourselves, and there's some tough choices obviously with the kids' social lives, but we really explained that we really had to take care of our family and try to limit as much contact with with quote unquote outsiders as possible. And again, last year there were some hiccups and some things that weren't ideal, but we were able to stay positive and get through it.
Ring and his staff took particular pleasure in watching their team achieve a goal so long in the making before a packed crowd in their own gym.
It was really exciting. It was kind of a last-minute thing, with Williamstown, having an issue with their gym, and us kind of stepping up and being able to get it together, in 2 weeks. So it was something we were really excited about, but at the same time, we were like, man, this is going to be, a lot of work to to get everything done. Luckily, we have a lot of great people and a lot of great support, from Mr. Murphy and the administration, Mr. Bollendorf and everybody, Mr. Stroud from the top to the bottom, and having Joe Hoop step in as the tournament director and really take a lot of that stuff off my plate and just let me worry about the wrestling, was awesome. So we were very fortunate to be able to kind of get organized and hit the ground running with that. And everything we heard from everybody, the tournament was a great success, and obviously being able to host it and and win in your home gym after such a long time was was kind of like a storybook ending. Not ending though, because we're not done yet. It was really exciting. It was something that we knew we had a shot at. If we took care of business, that we thought we we were in position to win. But obviously, you still got to wrestle the matches. So it was a lot of anxiety about making sure we performed, but a lot of excitement for the opportunity and and being able to get the job done in our home gym in front of our fans, with a great atmosphere, and and being able to have a full gym was it was really awesome. It was special for extremely special for for everybody in the program, especially the wrestlers wrestling, and for the coaches as well. It was really nice to see the kids' hard work pay off. My senior year, we won in 2001, and we won a couple years before that too. And then my brother's team in 2002 was the last team to win. So it was kind of like, very, very connected, with me and my family, as well as a lot of people that are, that are a big part of the program now. So, it's been a lot of hard work, from top to bottom, from the youth program, to the middle school program, to the high school. And, it's just something that, we're really excited to be building, and we're hoping that this is something that's going to be permanent. We're even more excited, to be moving to the next step, and in the road to AC, like they say, to the state championships. We have the Region 8 tournament this week. We're taking 10 guys, starting at the bottom. Really excited to have Mario Huggins, he had he's actually a junior. He's wrestled, his whole life for us, but, he's actually a junior, but this is his first year wrestling, with the high school. He had some injuries in football that kept him out, for wrestling season, and, he came right back in this year. He's a super hard worker, and, really excited to see him compete, compete tonight and, and for the rest of the weekend. And then moving on next to would be to junior Tyler Lucia. He was a kid that wrestled in the postseason for us last year. Finished I think sixth in the region. And he's really excited this year to come back. He had a really nice regular season, and he's really excited to to get deeper in the postseason this year. And that's something that we're excited about as a program. And then moving up to to 126 with Jackson Hoops. He's was a freshman last year, had a really kind of a crazy year last year, on top of all the COVID and all that crazy stuff. He came in, I think he was 10-1 and was actually left out of the postseason. He wasn't selected, which was, something that was really disappointing for Jackson individually, and the coaching staff as well, but I think also looking at it, through a positive lens, that really helped him this year, and in the off season to, kind of use that as fuel that he was left out to make up for it this year. And it was, great to see him, win a district title now. And again, it's the same song, we're really excited to see him compete with, some of the best kids in South Jersey this weekend. Then moving on to 32, we had Bobby DeCoin, who's been a guy that's, been battling for us, since he's been a freshman, just getting better every match, getting better every practice. It was great to see him. He lost a heartbreaker in the semis to get into the finals of the districts, but it was really great to see him battle back and, take a third and, earn the trip to region. So again, he's another guy we're really excited to see compete this weekend. And then moving on up, our next qualifier was Ethan Wilson at 150. He's been one of our hammers since day one, since he stepped on the program. He's a senior now. It was great to see him win his third district title. And Ethan's really excited for this weekend, as we are. To go chase that region title, and and then after that, get down to AC and make some noise and bring home medals. We know if he competes at his best, we know he's right in the mix with anybody in the state. So that's someone we're super excited about as a senior to go out there and let it fly and see what happens. Then moving up to 157, Justin Hatton, is a junior who, again, has been a guy that's been in the lineup since day one, and it was really exciting to see him break through this year, and win a district title, especially in the fashion that he did. He started off the match, got caught on his back, was down 5-0 within probably the first 15 seconds of the match, and he really did a great job of staying calm, trusting his training, and and pushing the pace to come back and win a district title, his first district title after being down 5-0. So that was really really great. Then moving up to 165, we have Jimmy Hennifer, which again was a guy that's he was new to wrestling when he started, but now he's a guy that we're counting on every match to to get wins and compete. And to see him go out there and win his first district title, was really awesome as well. He had a tough week before the districts with a couple things outside of wrestling, and to see him be able to focus and and worry about the task at hand was really awesome to see him as a wrestler and as a man. So that was another great thing. Danny Wilson's our next qualifier at 175, and again, he's been a guy that his freshman year he unfortunately got hurt and wasn't able to compete. Came back as a sophomore. Last year did very well. Unfortunately, he again was not selected to the postseason. So to see him get his his first chance to compete in the district tournament and finish as a runner-up, lost a very tough match in the finals. But we know that Danny is going to come back in, work hard, and again go out there and compete and wrestle hard this whole weekend and try to punch his ticket to AC. 215, Dom again, Dom, much like Ethan, is a kid that, the day he stepped on campus, he was a guy that was right in the starting lineup and has been winning from, since day one, super hard working kid, again, really excited to see him get his first district title. Last year he did take third in the district and actually did take, there was no district title last year. He took third in the super region, and qualified for states last year and missed out by placing in the state by one match. So he was in that top 12, wrestling. We call that the blood round. So it's, you win and you get the state medal, you lose, and you got to use that as fuel for the rest of the off season. So he did a great job last year competing, and and he's done an awesome job this year competing. For us in the dual meets, placed in a real big tournament this year in Pennsylvania. So again, he's another guy that we're really excited to to compete for a region title this year, and then, next week compete for a state medal. So, again, really, really excited about him. Then moving into our last, our bookend is, John Stone. John Stone's a kid I've known since he was a little guy. We've been begging to get him back out on the wrestling mat, for a long time. And it was great to kind of get him back in the wrestling this year. He did wrestle when he was young, but then was actually on the basketball team for 2 years to kind of get him off the basketball team. I know the basketball coach probably isn't happy, but we were real happy to get him back in the program, and him coming in and just having immediate success shows the kid that John is, and obviously the athlete that he is, being already committed to Rutgers Big Ten football already. So to have that type of athlete on the mat at heavyweight is it's been a heaven sent. So we're really excited for John this year. To take a third in the district, your first year wrestling in 6 or 7 years or whatever it is, and then have the opportunity to compete for a region medal and punch his ticket to AC. It's something that's really great for the program and really great for John and his future. So after regions, you have to place top 4 in the regions to earn a bid to the state tournament in Atlantic City next week. So if you place top 4 this weekend, you would Thursday and Friday and Saturday would be the state tournament in Atlantic City. That is at Boardwalk Hall. So that's a really great atmosphere for the kids to wrestle in. Something that we'll remember for the rest of their lives. So we're really excited to get as many guys down there as we can, and then get to compete with the best in New Jersey and kind of measure up and see where we're at. One thing that that we preach culture-wise is that we're not going to get out hustled. We're going to work harder than everybody that we wrestle. We're going to try to be in better shape than everybody we wrestle, and just having that grit. No quit. When things get tough, we expect our guys to to fight through them and have that never quit attitude. And whatever's happening, either good or bad, we just keep wrestling hard and keep battling. And one thing that we always stress is, you go out there and you win like a champion, or you lose like a champion, and that, that's part of the culture that we've been trying to build, and I think, we're seeing that now. I don't win Coach of the Year, and Coach Esposito doesn't win Assistant Coach of the Year, without the boys performing. This is, me getting an accolade. It's the most important thing was, winning the district title as a team. And again, Coach and I don't get honored as head coach and assistant coach of the year for our district if the boys don't perform and do the job. So, it's nice to be acknowledged by your peers, but the number one goal was to win a district title, and we did that. We're in a really good spot right now from top to bottom. The high school, we've had the same high school coaches for a while, so we know what we want to do here. The middle school, has been doing an excellent job. They were 13-0 this year in middle school, so we're really excited to get some hammers coming up, in the next years, next couple years. And then our youth program, with Joe Hoops, and my brother coaches at the youth program too. So we kind of we're in a really good spot this year. Not to just be successful this year, but to keep it rolling. We have a lot of really good people in the program, and that's something we're really, really excited about.